Welcome to 2025. This is Mike Farley. It's Poolside Perspective Podcast. And today, well, we're enjoying the new year. So anyway, at this point in time when this episode drops, I will hopefully had an enjoyable ski trip with my family. And that's when we celebrated Christmas. We kind of do it off season a couple of days so we can all be together. Skiing in New Mexico. So if you see me in a sling the next week, that probably wasn't a great trip. But let's not say things like that. So we're going to look forward to a fun adventure in 2025. And we thank you for all of the support in 2024 and look forward to a lot of what we're going to be doing in 2025. So we're actually going to talk about trends today. And there is a problem with this episode in trends is every time I try to do one, my co-host gets sick, which is not really cool. So Trey is surviving right now a fever and not feeling very well. So he didn't come up here and spread his germs with me and Spider. So we're thankful for that. But hopefully he's recovered well and he got to go skiing. But we'll know next week if that all came true. So the one thing about 2025, if I was going to pick a word, the word would be organic, and which is not a word that most people have thought of in design in recent years, but the trend is definitely going that direction. Now, some people, when they think of organic, they think when they're thinking about outdoor living and pools and stuff like that, they're thinking of a little house on the prairie, a sod house or a log cabin and really rustic looking. And that's not what we're talking about, because the best way I could probably put this is we're talking about organic elegance. Organic elegance. We're still looking at the clean, tailored lines that people have been doing for the last several years, but we're going to start adding some organic materials into that to create a little bit different flavor. So I call it organic modern. One of my projects that did very well, the International Design Awards this year, was kind of fit into that category. And it brought some natural materials into play with the modern design. But the first thing that comes is a trend, and I don't know that this is so much a trend, but I saw this on numerous sites that they call the trend is the trend of continuity, the continuity of going from one space to the other, as from the indoors to the outdoors. We want that transformation to seem continuous and to flow. So what that all involves is a lot of different things, but usually we're looking at taking colors and textures and taking those that are from the inside to the outside and blending those. Now, some people one of the heaviest elements that we could use in doing that is the flooring. They want to take the flooring from the inside and transition it to the outside. The challenge is there's not a lot of materials that do that really well. Now, there are some, definitely, but you really need to look at a couple of different things when we're looking at that transition from inside to outside. Is the first thing, is it something that can withstand freezing temperatures? Now, if you're blessed and you live in Florida or, maybe the Gulf in some places, South Texas or something like that, you don't have to worry about freezing temperatures. And so therefore you can use the same materials. But a lot of materials, if they get wet, water penetrates it and then it freezes, they shatter. So that's not a real good look on your outdoor patio area from a look standpoint. So we want to look at some material that can be transitioned from inside to outside. Then the first thing is we got to look at, can it handle freezing temperatures? The other thing is, can it handle water? Okay. And the part that goes along with that is, how slippery of a material is it, especially if this outdoor living space has a swimming pool, which most luxury outdoor living spaces have water in some form or fashion, whether it's a hot tub or a pool or a fountain. There's going to be water out there. And so we want to use a material that we're not going to slip and fall on. And then we can also have natural rainfall that could be the issue. But we're looking for continuity in the space. So some of the things that also could be done is the furnishings that are used indoors and outdoors today have tremendously changed. And so the look of outdoor furniture is, a lot of it looks very similar to the indoor furniture. It's not just, let's put, a couple of, lounge chairs, and then maybe a couch, and a couple of chairs. There's, your furnishing capability is increased dramatically on what can be done in the outdoor setting. So that's something to look at. The glass walls, Nanodors is a particular brand, but that transformation of the visual connection between the two spaces and the fact that we can open those up has tremendously changed. And where it was something that 5 years ago we saw very little of, today most of the homes that I'm working on that are being built all have huge opening doors. So in the homes, one of the things that's become very prevalent is there's a lot of steel fabrication that's done in the home itself to be able to support these big spans with these big openings with these doors. So a lot of cool things that are happening. So the second thing after we've basically opened things up is our color palette is changing. So the trend going into 2025 is we're looking at earth tones. And so, the pendulum always swings, changes over a period of time. The cool grays that we were into in the past are out. We're looking at warm taupes. We're looking at terracotta. We're looking at olive green. We may have some accents of charcoal gray, forest green. We like some rustic metallics. So that's the things that we're looking at from a color standpoint. So as you look at your base colors, those are going to, from the inside of the house to the outside, try to blend those in. Those are going to be modifying. So your paving material, which is probably, again, your biggest thing that you're going to look at, you're going to be looking at different colors. One of the things that, ivory travertine was out for several years. And it's funny, now I've got clients wanting ivory travertine again because it brings in, some of those warm earth tones into the flooring space. So the third thing that's important is, does it feel alive? Okay, what in the world are we talking about? We're talking about plants. Nature is becoming the star of the backyard, not the afterthought. And so we want to make the feeling that this is a lush space. So very much the landscaping the last several years has been very minimalistic, very clean in its appearance to go with the real clean lines that we have in the space. But what's going on now is people want a little bit of a shaggier look, more of a wild feel with some of the accent plants that are going in. We want something that's more organic. We want something that's more unstructured. We want plants that are lush looking, that grow effortlessly. So we want something that's not going to be maintained and clipped all the time. We want something that feels kind of like an oasis in some ways, someplace that we can reflect and relax and enjoy. We want the framework of this garden and the hardscape to be still very clean and modern lines to it, but we want the landscaping to loosen up. We want something that's low maintenance. And one of the things is we want gardens that are not necessarily a lot of different flowers and stuff like that. In fact, it could be an all green garden with different shades of green. But we want something that looks like it's, and also something that looks like it belongs. Okay. Something that's more native or something that's more drought tolerant, something that's in harmony with the environment. We want it to feel like it belongs in this particular space. So one of the things by creating this minimal hardscape and then putting in the natural materials, we get the feeling of a warm environment, was one of the quotes that I saw used. Scott Cohen that we talked about with last week, Kurt Bianchi that we talked with early in the spring, both talked about this extensively in their design philosophies. So plants are important, and especially the focal point plant that you have, or several focal points that you have, something that fits more that, looser, more unstructured from an aesthetic standpoint. So pizza is the deal these days again. So people love a pizza oven. It was hilarious how many I've done this last year. It's probably more in the last 5 years that I've done. So give us the lowdown on pizza ovens.
I want to touch on, you said again, when we started working together 12, 13, 14 years ago, you were actually building these big iron units in Tuscan shifts, and nobody was doing it. It's revisited. We talked about how this category mix, that we sell, what's a hot item right now, and it is pizza ovens.
100%.
There's a lot of different pizza ovens on the market. Why we choose to go with Alpha, they're out of Italy. It's a true Italian oven. There's some versatility here. You can do an all wood, which is popular, or you can do ease of use with gas. This unit also, it's a countertop model. You can get a table model, but one thing that kind of gives a custom flair is we're seeing a lot of the specifiers at Claffey. They might drop it down 2 or 3 inches to make it look like it's monolithic with the counter. Customers like that. Again, they do an open cavity for wood or storage features for this. Alpha has, and how to cook a pizza real quick. Let's walk through it. It's really easy. This is an all wood oven. This is a view opening here to see your flame. But when I build my wood inside of an Alpha oven, I'm going to build my sticks right here in the center is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to put my starters underneath it, put my door back on, and in about 15 to 20 minutes, I'm going to get it 750 to 800 degrees. When I get to 750 to 800 degrees, then I'll take the wood hook that you see here. I'll move the fuel over to the far left. I'll lightly brush it. I'll have my pizza ready to go. I'll take my peel. I will stage it onto the brick floor here. And in about 60 to 80 seconds, that pizza will be done. But in that process, what we'll do is, this is the turner. So I'm going to turn this pizza about every 15 to 20 seconds. So that way the outside crust is even. Gotcha. People that are understanding about the oven that have Alphas, they found out that after they do a full 360 spin, it doesn't take long, they'll take the peel back out, slide it under the pizza and raise it up to the top of the oven. That will get your pepperonis to curl and get that caramelization and that top bake on your cheese.
So the construction of these are a lot different than the typical pizza oven that you see on the market.
They are. They're very well insulated here. Let me jump to the gas version. There's a robust burner on the left side. What happens in gas is you'll turn it on. It has a pilot system. And then this gas revisits what it does with the shape of the lid and meets the center here. And in about 15 minutes, you're at 750, 800 degrees. So it moves fairly quick, but it gets extremely, extremely hot.
Yeah. Well, that's what you want with pizza.
Absolutely.
And you're basically saying you can cook an entire pizza in just a couple of minutes.
When you're at full temperature, a true brick oven Italian pizza with a nice, thick, crisp crust. We'll have viewers out there that say, hey, I put a certain cornmeal, I'll do a rice flour. I can hear everybody right now. Everybody has a different way, but all in all, the how you cook that, it's very fast, very rampant. It gets a really, really nice restaurant style, Italian style crust.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Also, when you're done cooking, you can actually, and for storage, we can take the top off and store the flue cap and the stack inside the unit and then cover it. So element, people say, hey, if I'm in the element or I'm in an open area or edge of perimeter porch, how do I store this? How do I keep the element from getting on it? This is all made to store inside the cavity. When I'm done, you'll have a weather cover that goes over the top with that Alpha logo on that. So
Nice.
And then the utensils over there have specific names.
they do. So you have a wood hook, or what we call a wood hook. This will be your floor brush. This will be your peel. Peel is whenever you facilitate the pizza inside the oven. And then also you want to remember hot landing area. So hot landing is when I take the pizza out, it's exactly what it says. You want to sit it in the area that it's hot and do your cut. And that's where you're going to serve off of. And then this is your turn. This will turn the pizza. There's different styles of different sizes. This is called a medium. But for ease of facilitation, these tools are needed in an Alpha. This piece right here makes it to where it's more user friendly for the end user. So
Are there other things that, maybe this is a silly question, but for a pizza oven, I mean, if it's baking or cooking, couldn't you cook other things in it?
you can. So what's real popular is a cast iron skillet, and we can sear steaks. You can do fillets. You can do strips. Whenever you have a cast iron skillet, it's probably going to be a smaller profile with what we call a shorter handle. You want high resistant heat gloves, but yes, you can literally cook other things than just pizzas right here. You can do full artesian bread bakes, of course. You can do calzones, but then you can also do cast iron cooking inside of this.
Pretty amazing.
So the fourth thing that we're looking at trends today is the kitchen. Okay. Now, a lot of people are like, hey, we've been talking about kitchens for a long time. So what's this, a trend? Well, we're not talking about just the kitchen. We want a full kitchen. We want a place that's just not a grill. We're looking at something that has everything, including the kitchen sink out there. Pizza ovens have been very popular for a while. The thought is this is going to become even a bigger trend. So something like Scott Cohen talked about, everybody coming over and rolling out their dough and putting their toppings on and cooking their pizza. It's a great interaction as you sit around with people and you talk and visit, and everybody gets their individual pizza cooked. So it's a fun situation to go through. But that's going to be becoming more of a popular situation. But the other thing that they said is it's a multifunctional kitchen. So one of the things is in the kitchen space, maybe there's a backsplash that's done on the kitchen that's set up to be a bar on the other side so people can gather there and interact with people that are in the kitchen. Maybe there's a dining table in the space as well. So again, you can interact with people in the kitchen. So it's not just building a kitchen structure, it's building more of a kitchen and dining space or living space in conjunction with it. So there's more interaction with people in that space itself. The other thing about the kitchen that was talked about in popularity is the outdoor bar. The outdoor bar is going to become more popular. So having a beverage station, where we're set up with a kegerator and a wine cooler and an ice maker is something that's going to really take your kitchen to the next level from a setting standpoint. Now, one thing about the kitchen is we're looking at more sleek design concepts where the thought process less is more. There's a lot of prefabricated units that are very beautifully done that can be installed, and they look more like your interior cabinets. And again, this is taking your inside to the outside. And so it's not just your old school, stone kitchen with, the steel doors and steel drawers built into it. This is going to be something that's more homogeneous with the overall design setting that we have. Those are things to look at, with your kitchen area that we're going to be incorporating. One thing also is the word sustainability came up with everything across the board. And in the kitchen, things that we look at is things that are going to be really durable and hold up really well. And so one of the countertops that's become extremely popular, I've used it more and more this last year, is Decton as a material. And the nice thing is it can bring in some organic feels because it's the different materials that it represents, but it's also extremely durable. So it's not something you're going to be replacing anytime soon. It's something that's going to hold up for years over a period of time. And that sustainability, as we talk about through all these different things, comes into a huge play as a big trend for this year. So number 5 on our trends today is we want a range of material. We don't want everything to look exactly the same. And so the monochrome design, where everything is just one color, is not as exciting in 2025. So we're looking at things that we can bring in more texture, like we're looking at, things like raw stone. We're looking at clay finishes. We're looking at, again, things that bring in sustainability. We're also looking at different metals that can be incorporated. Corton steel is something that's very of interest to people because as it patinas out, it gives it a really organic feel, but it's something that holds up extremely well over time, and it's a really clean look. So that's a material that's of great interest to a lot of people. Some of the materials looking at more organic is rattan and wicker and teak furniture. So one of the things that we're looking at with the materials, especially in that also, is we're looking for materials that, again, sustainability. We're looking at purchases that we can do one time that's going to last for a long period of time, not something that's going to be seasonally replaced. Number 6 on our light is we want more tech. Now, Trey could certainly speak to this. It's not something that I have a great knowledge of. I have to have help on tech all the time. But people are looking for more tech in their lighting of the outdoor space. They're looking at it for more in the kitchen. So one of the things we also are looking for with tech is just as simple as, can you build in some wireless chargers for me in my outdoor living space? The entertainment walls that are going in and the big TVs, they're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It used to be it was a TV. Now it's a TV wall that we're putting in. So we can create entertainment spaces out there that we can really enjoy. One of the things going back to the kitchen, which had to do with the tech, is a lot of people are looking for grills, not just a grill. They're looking for a smart grill. Now, I've always had stupid grills. I don't have a smart grill. But I guess with a smart grill, you can actually, deal with the grill with your phone and control the temperature settings and timing and things like that. So tech's becoming a more popular situation in that aspect as well that I forgot to mention in the kitchen aspect. But people are living outside more. So part of the tech that's becoming more of interest to people also is safety. A lot of people want built-in outdoor cameras. They want smart locks. They want motion sensors. They want things to help raise the level of safety outside because they're spending more and more time outside. So number 7 on the list is sustainability as a category all itself. So we want to build it so it lasts. We're looking something for it to age well over time. Now, one of the things that you got to think about is there's a lot of new materials that are out there. Now, how well do they hold up over a period of time? And one of the things that they mentioned in one of the reports that I was reading was bluestone. Bluestone's been out there for decades upon decades, and we all know that how well that it holds up over time. So some of the newer limestones that we used several years ago, we ran into some problems with them is that they were just too soft. They stained horribly over a period of time. And so you use materials and you know how well that they hold up. but you want something that's going to last. So whether that be furniture that's built to last, whether it's the materials that we're using, like people are using cobblestone in their driveways. Well, how long has that been used? Well, not just decades, but centuries. So we're looking at, a limestone trough that was, an antique that we could use it and reuse it as a fountain. So we're looking at recycled wood. We're looking at bamboo. We're looking at things that are going to last a long period of time. So quality over disposability is what we're looking for. Things that look like they're old, like old brick or handmade tiles. Arto Brick is a really great product line that you may want to check out that falls into that category as a material that could look like it's going to last a long time. It looks like it's aged, but it's a new material. So vintage looking pieces similar to that. Also, a lot of the lighting, they're looking at vintage looking replicas to do with lighting to create that space. Wood decking is another thing with sustainability, is in the fact that a lot of the materials today that are used hold up extremely well. So the products that are out there, like the Trex decking, is something that's going to hold up very well as a deck material. A lot of the framing that's done today with decking is metal framing. So it's not the wood deck that I built 35 years ago on Laura's back porch when we were dating that, I'm sure is not in existence anymore today over 35 years. But you're looking at materials that can last a lot longer. Sustainability with lighting is a big deal as well. The LED lights are the light of choice because of the flexibility that they give. Also, we'll get into lighting in a little bit later and talk about that specifically. So number 8 on the list is a new description I haven't heard before. It came up in several places and I'm like, yeah, well, that seemed perfect in timing, is the wellness retreat. We're looking more and more at wellness. I actually took a course at the International Pool Show on wellness by one instructor that was from Canada and one was from Italy, because people are looking at the European wellness traditions and trying to incorporate those more here in the United States and the environment that we're living in. And so people are looking for simple things as meditation zones. They're looking for yoga platforms. We're looking at spas, cold plunges and saunas and outdoor showers have peaked in interest in 2024, and they're looking at going to even higher levels. But wellness is something that I think is going to create a whole nother section of the outdoor living industry that was non-existent earlier. That's going to be a big part of what people are looking for and how that they live. So even down to the plants that we use and the aroma that's generated from those plants. Also, some people talked about that's another trend in the wellness aspect is just growing your own food in your backyard. And greenhouses are becoming a much more popular feature for backyards to do so. But we're looking for a space that, we can just connect more with a healthier lifestyle and creating that space that we don't have to go somewhere, but other than our backyard to get that, which ties directly into number 9, which is biophilic design. And biophilic design is nothing new. That concept has been out there for a long time. But what biophilic design was mostly applied to was that we're going to take nature inside to the house and create a natural feel. Okay, so we flip the coin. We're outside. We're in nature. We're just going to bring the house out into that space. Me and Trey wrote an article in Water Shapes magazine. We also talked about it a little bit when we had Eric Herman on the show a couple of months ago. But biophilic design is going to become a big part of this overall situation, and the fact that we want a place of sanctuary in our backyard. We found out during COVID that we really liked spending time outside. And that was something that as a culture we had stepped away from. And so the cool thing now is people understand that they want that connection, and they're trying to understand how to achieve that on a daily basis. And so the backyard becomes the perfect situation for it, because we can create a place to escape and to recharge and connect in this sanctuary in the backyard. We have the plants, we have the water, we have all the things that we're looking for in biophilic design. We just need a space, build a space to enjoy that in. And so the outdoor living space, the outdoor kitchen, the outdoor dining space, the outdoor living space has become the space that you can sit and enjoy this space that we've created. We want lush gardens. We want to see plant material. We want green havens to sit around. We want organic shapes with the plant material. We want unstructured plant material, and we want our homegrown veggies. We want to meet nature halfway, was a quote that somebody said, which I thought was a really fitting situation. And the fact that we wanted to put the place we live in the middle of nature, the place we eat in the middle of nature, the place that we socialize in the middle of nature. And so we can create those spaces easily in the backyard. So number 10, we want to create cozy comfort. Now, what's cozy comfort mean? Well, we want to create an ambiance. We want to create a setting. So having been popular for years, but they're saying there's going to become even more popular, fire pits create that setting. That's one of the most common, and we're going to touch base on fire pits in general, or specifically in a little bit. But also heaters have become more and more of interest to people. Just at a project, they signed a contract today, and one of the things they wanted was to put in screens and heaters so they could block the winds and they could live out in this outdoor space that we're building so they can sit and enjoy it. And the predominant winter winds come from the northwest, and that was the openness of this space. And so we've created shields on the north and west sides to protect them from that. So, the string lights that we put up, we actually incorporated on this same exact project to transition from one area down to another level. People like the feeling that the lighting gives. So we just want to feel that we're cozy and comfortable in this setting. Number 11, we want to create social hubs in the backyard. It's not about having one big gathering area. Scott Cohen actually talked about this. If you haven't listened to Scott Cohen's episode from last week, you need to go back and listen to it. A lot of people were out for Christmas and didn't listen to it, but it is a phenomenal episode. He talked about small spaces for people to gather. And in those small spaces, we want to have surround sound for our music. We want to, have it for our outdoor theater. We want to go out there and create memories and fun. And we want lots of small gathering spaces that if you have a large party, people can hang out in different groups, or if it's just one gathering, you fit in scale with that. But just having different gathering areas for people to gather in the space is going to become more and more of a trend. So number 12 is modular furnishings, which we talked a little bit about furnishings from a material standpoint, but what people want is adaptability. They want the adaptability to have different size gatherings and different activities take place, and they want the furniture to be able to be modified so oh, we have a big gathering, so we move things around like this, or here we're going to break things into smaller gatherings so we can move it like that. So modular furniture is a popular request. So the next thing, which kind of ties into that as well as the social hubs, is we want destinations in the garden. The sunken fire pit is one of the ones that's getting more and more popularity, and the space to go and gather, and the fact that we can gather and be around the water but stay dry. It's not just about sitting by a fire during fire pit season. It's used in the summer and the hottest part of the year, and the fact that we can go sit out and interact with people that are in the water. We want cozy lounge areas, maybe under an arbor or someplace that can provide us with some shade. We want a dining table in the edible garden, so we can go out there and pick our vegetables and fruit and enjoy that space. So we want destinations that we can go to and move people through the space. It's not just about everybody being right by the back door in that overall setting. Next item looking at, we're talking about softscape. Okay, so what's softscape? Well, softscape is, we've got hardscape, our concrete. We have, greenscape, we got our plant material. Softscaping is things that, are kind of a transition in between. So the use of a pea gravel walkway, or coming in and doing a stone walkway, but incorporating turf in between the pieces of stone. It's again bringing the organic material in, and something not as hard, but you're using nature, and you can create artistry with that, with maybe different patterns or layouts that you actually do. Fire is not a new thing, but there's a couple of new trends with fire. Okay, so the built-in fire pit has been going strong for a long period of time. So two things that, just a twist on that we're seeing getting real popular here is, one is we want that fire pit to be a little more artistic, look like a piece of art in the garden, not just necessarily a fire pit. So Lumicast is a company that's come out. I've designed several features. They've yet to be installed yet with that particular product line, but there's some really cool looking fire pits that, give something of an artistic and also a little bit of a softer feel to them than just your standard, 5-foot square fire pit that, people gather around. The other thing that's become more popular is burning wood. And so the portable wood burning fire pit, Solo Stove is probably one of the most popular as a brand, is something that, people are enjoying. And so you can come in and build a surround around it. So, if somebody's tail's wagging up against it, or there's little hands that go and try to touch the side of this metal stove, you're not going to burn yourself. So there's a surround piece that you can put on it. I've heard of some that have tabletop pieces that go into that. So then this can be used as a table, off season when you're not using it. The other thing is, it's a really cool feature that, if we're going to go somewhere and, we want to take our fire with us for this outing, it's something that can be easily done. And one of the things is, it gives you the wood burning, gives you the smell of the smoke, but it controls the smoke and the fact that it's going more upright instead of, choking out 25% of the people around the campfire, which is what I grew up with my whole life. So those are a couple of spins that we see that are going to be rising trends in 2025. Another one that's come up is, I need a space outside for my pet. Okay, so we did a whole episode on dogs. This didn't come up specifically as a trend, but it's something that people want to enjoy their space with their four-legged friends. So a couple of things that were suggested for that it's going to be more popular is like a day bed that's got a covering over it, so they can have a place to hang out in the shade if you don't have a whole lot of shade in your backyard. I have these built-in shade covers in my backyard. They're called trees. So I don't actually need a covered day bed, but they do have plenty of beds in the backyard. The other thing that's become really popular is a float, so they can float around in the pool. Now, from personal experience, I can tell you that my dogs love the Lay's pillow from Ledge Lounger. So it's something that I love as well as the challenge is, who's going to get the Lay's pillows, whoever shows up to the pool first. And sometimes, my dogs can swim very well. So sometimes they just have to get off and let me take a time at it. Although Sandy, our golden retriever, thinks she owns the Lay's pillow. She really likes that blue one. She thinks it contrasts nice with her coat color. But places for your pet in the backyard is something that's going to be trending more in 2025. One thing that we also mentioned in that podcast that we did about pets was actually, an outdoor cleaning station where you could clean your pets off to help bathe them outdoors, makes it easier, and clean them off if they've gotten muddy and things like that. Like my dogs have a tendency to always find lots of good mud. So the next thing that we're going to talk about outside is outdoor lighting. And outdoor lighting, the best description I found of this is the jewelry for the client's home. So this is the stuff that glitters and sparkles. And the challenge with it is it can be expensive too, but it sure does look amazing over a period of time. One of the most popular things that's becoming more and more artistically used is strip lighting, and the fact that there's a number of products that can be used in the hardscape. There's a product that can be used even in water. So there's some cool things that are coming with that product line. But with lighting, we want it to be not just about safety. It's not just about some floodlights in the backyard blinding everything that's out there. We want to create a warm ambiance. So from a color, we want something that's more the soft, warmer tones than the real bright whites for the outdoor space. We also talked about the sustainability of that with the LEDs, but we want to have personalization, and there's a lot of smart lighting that's out there, which can give us a variable in brightness. There's different heads that can pivot. We have color changing LED lights. Those are all things that are been out there, but they're becoming more and more of a standard situation. One thing about our lighting fixtures is we want something that's more minimalistic, sleek in aesthetics, low profile, places where you can't even see the light that's shining up like out of the ground, hidden up lights. So finishes, what are popular, becoming more and more popular, are black and bronze and other matte finishes. The outdoor lighting is, we want to create some spaces. So, creating really nice around the outdoor kitchen. There's some pendant lights that can be used, which are really cool. There's some reading lights, to create a reading space. Lighting up workspaces are real important, but just creating something, again, that's creating a warm setting. Your accent lightings, spot lightings, lighting can totally transform the space. I mean, I have designs that are nice designs, but the problem is you see all the stuff that's around, especially early in the project, that you can't screen. There's neighbors' houses, there's telephone poles, there's just unsightly things that you can't get rid of until the plant material grows up tall enough to do it. But when it becomes night and you put the focal points and light those up, then as you look out, you don't see all that other clutter. Okay. All you see is the cool stuff. And so that's where lighting makes such a spectacular investment in the backyard, is that it basically doubles the time that you get to enjoy the space. And I would say it's even more than double, because most people don't get home until it's after dark. And so if you don't have really good lighting, you get to enjoy it on the weekend. That's it. So, if you have outdoor lighting, you get to enjoy it, 24/7, because you can enjoy it when the lights are on, and then there's a sun that comes up that, lights everything up pretty good the rest of the time. So, lighting is again, the jewelry of the client's outdoor living space. So there is some expense, but boy, it does make things beautiful. So something to highly consider as you invest in your project. And then wood decks are something also that's becoming more and more of a request. And with wood decks, we're just not looking for your, plain old 12 by 12 wood deck out there. We're looking for something that, replicates our lifestyle or our tastes. We want something that can be, artistic in appearance. So one of the cool things is 3D renderings of that space can be certainly done when they're doing the outdoor living design. So we may want to do some interesting color pairing to create some nice accents. Not everything just one color. There's borders and picture framing that can be done to keep it really clean and defined. We can create patterns in the deck, like a herringbone or chevrons, to create some art in the decking itself. And then also just the levels, by having different levels and also different activities on different levels is really cool with a deck design. So, having the upper levels where we're coming out and we're dining, and we maybe have a hot tub, so we have a really good view. Lower levels, we got the fire pit, so we've got some nice privacy or lounging, but those are things to think about as you look at your deck design. But again, we talked about sustainability, using eco-friendly products, so there's less waste. Also with those, there's less maintenance involved in that. And so that's something to highly consider as you look at your wood decking type situation. So trends. Why are they trends? Well, this is things to think about as you develop your project, so you don't build something that's dated. You want to build something that is going to hold up and you enjoy it as long as you can. But also sometimes people build things and in a short period of time, they're going to move on to another project. So you want to have some universal appeal for what's current today. So 2025 is going to be awesome. Looking forward to all the things that we're going to do. Several of the things that were mentioned here are highlights of the episodes that we've got coming shortly. We've got several scheduled already for January and February. The other thing is we're looking at more designers in different parts of the country that can tell us about their unique situations in their particular areas. Again, to plug Scott Cohen, they're in Southern California, and the things that they're dealing with everything from natural gas in the backyard to several other things he mentions in his podcast. But we're going to go to the other extreme. We're going to go north. Good day. We're going to go to Canada and talk to a designer there. Looking forward to that. And I've got several others that are coming soon. So need your input. So there's some things that you thought worked great in 2024. Please let us know about those. There's some things that didn't work as great. Please send those emails to Trey. No, just kidding. We love to understand the things that you're like, well, you touched on this, but there was so much more that could have been covered. So there are also maybe people that you think would make a great guest on the podcast. If you could let us know about them as well, and the things that they do on a daily basis to add to the luxury pool outdoor living environment that we create. So there's going to be a lot of emphasis on the outdoor living aspect of it. So we've got one of the top deck builders in the country that's going to be coming on and talking to us. So more and more outdoor living, kitchen stuff coming. So anyway, reach out to us on social media. You can reach out on the website as well. It's poolsideperspectivepodcast.com. And again, I thank you for all that you've done for us. If you happen to love the episode and you're on Apple or one of the other podcast platforms and you want to give us a rating that helps give us a little more exposure to other people that are out there, you have to scroll past all the episodes, and then it's at the bottom generally is where you find that, because I've had several people like, I can't figure out where it's at to do that. So have a great 2025, and we'll look forward to talking to you some more soon. Y'all take care.